Festivus. It is
For the rest of
Festivus.
us.
Festivus for the rest of us. If you watch Seinfeld, that's George's dad started a holiday to, pretty much defeat the commercialism of Christmas and everything else. And he wanted a holiday where you could air out your grievances, where you could air out your issues with people. Now, another fun fact about my household. On the 23rd of December, we used to call it the Eves of Eve because my grandpa was very dramatic and he couldn't just call it Christmas Eve Eve. He had to call it the Eves of Eve, but he pronounced of with ah. So it's a Eves of Eve. So happy day.
A thespian of them.
So it's Eves of Eve or Festivus for the rest of us. And because of Festivus, with the airing of grievances, we don't have a poll to put up, but we'll pretend like there's a steel pole somewhere in your house, and that's where you're celebrating and you're airing your grievances to it. So Scott, I want to air out some grievances with you. It's just you and me. We're in a safe space. We can air out our issues with anything in sports, in life. I'll start just in sports. I've had a lot of I have a lot of issues with you, referees, and officiate. Not you. Yeah, not you. No, you're fine.
That was a very well-timed pause. I was like, wait, what did I do?
No, not you. I have no issues with you. I have issues with officiating and issues with referees, not just in the NFL, but this is across all sports, man. Like, we just got Angel, whatever the fuck his name is, out of baseball. Angel Hernandez. Get him out of baseball. We got him out, but officiating there is still, like, to the point where, like, you could have robot umps, but the umps have so much power, they don't let you go through, so they just keep missing calls. They keep missing shit that's very obvious to people on TV. NFL, it's the same way. Like, I understand the human error in it of how fast everything's going on the field and how, quick, and you have to have eyes everywhere. But that's the point of having like a dozen refs on the field at a time and the sky judges who are looking at everything and still missing like blatant interference calls, blatant holds, which are literally just like choke holds from different O linemen on defensive linemen. They are throwing just reckless, useless shit for quarterback roughness, but missing all these other calls that are happening to players all across the field, and it's literally changing the game. So we're seeing that with the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 14-1, and Chiefs fans don't want to argue with you on it. But you can make a case that at least like 4 or 5 of those games were decided by the officiating. So I know that we can do better. We can do better with it in the NBA. Tennis has it down. They have a fucking AI screen that handles all of that shit. And they just go to that. That's the supreme judge in the sky. I don't understand why we haven't fixed it. I think the refs have too much power. But referees officiating, I got issues with you. Bless you, Grievance. Oh.
There's the grievance.
How about your grievances, Scott?
You know what? My first grievance is going to be about the grievance that just sneezed because pre-recording the show this evening, they decided that they wanted to drop a full, and I mean a full glass, and you can see the glass above my left shoulder right now that is now empty, of grape juice on the ground, and then proceeded just to get me the paper towels and walk away.
They gave you the paper towels.
Gave me the paper towels and walked back to the couch and hung out. I was like, okay, so that's my little mini grievance. But my biggest grievance that we're going to start out with, it has to be the Heisman voters this year, right? I mean, I think this is a conversation that me and you have had a long time coming to this point. Ashton Jeanty clearly robbed of not getting the Heisman this year over the America's little darling Travis Hunter, which we'll get into something with him in a second that, hey, what goes around comes around, and I couldn't wish this on more than anybody else at this point. But Ashton Jeanty this year, let's just talk about this. 344 carries, just 3 yards under 2,500 rushing, averaging 7 yards a pop, 29 touchdowns, and then also 1 receiving touchdown. You look back at the last running back to win the Heisman, was back in 2015 with Derrick Henry. Very similar stat line: 2,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, just under 400 carries. But he led the NCAA in rushing attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, points scored, which you can see this time and time again with Ashton Genty. Led him in rushing yards. I believe in touchdowns, he was number one in touchdowns. He's tied in touchdowns with Bryson Daly, the quarterback from Army, which all they do is run the quarterback at that point. But hey, it is what it is. And then you look at, you flip the script and you look at Travis Hunter's stat line, and he wasn't even the best defensive back on his team, let alone the country. You look at his stat line, and is the snap count impressive? Absolutely. But it feels to me that you're putting in an irrelevant stat just to justify your decision making into giving this kid a trophy, which he does not deserve. And I will say that 1,000 times again, does not deserve. Sure, he played over 1,000 snaps, but in my humble opinion, you're playing 1,000 snaps and that's all you did. You'd think if you're on the field that more, you'd be a lot more of a pivotal player to be on there. Because I can tell you right now, if you remove Ashton Genty from the Boise State Broncos, they're not going to be nearly successful this year as they were. You remove Travis Hunter from both sides of the ball, they're still just Colorado. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And then, like I said, yeah, you got the trophy. But hey, dude, other guys got your trophy girlfriend too. So got that old airing out right now on X, formerly known as Twitter, that his baby mama is going around, messing around and doing whatever she wants to do. So, hey, oh, well, it is what it is, man. And now you got Des Bryant coming into the fold of all people. Des Bryant, who hasn't said nearly a word of anything in years, has come out on the X and really speaking his mind about, telling Travis to leave this person and to just do your thing and cut the toxicity out. But hey, young bucks got to learn.
We jumped into it a little bit on College Shame Day. I jumped into it when I took over of just the people that have jumped into this. I didn't know Des Bryant threw his hat in the ring on this one to join Bow Wow and the League of Gentlemen to try and mentor Travis Hunter on this. Des Bryant is a weird case where Des Bryant is like, you're right, we don't hear anything from him, and then all of a sudden he pops up in the weirdest moments. This one, a couple weeks ago, he was at the Commanders game screaming at Jay-Z in a booth, which there's a lot to unpack there.
Hey, let the courts do their thing, please.
The courts will handle Jay-Z, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Diddy, all of them handle your business. That's a good grievance. That's a very good grievance with the Heisman voters. I have another grievance that comes from today. It's not in sports, just like yours. This was actually, I have a grievance and issues with people on the road during the holidays. Like, what is it about the holiday season that makes you think it's okay to drive like an idiot, to drive like an asshole, to go straight when it's very clearly a left and you didn't know which lane to get in, so now you're trying to screw over everybody and you're causing traffic to back up in nearly 5 accidents and you're honking at me and I'm doing my responsible thing. You're going to honk at me and flip me off. Get out of here, big back. I'm doing the right thing. I'm driving the right way. These people are trying, like, I'm listening to Jimmy Fallon's holiday seasoning radio on Sirius XM. I'm having a good time. I'm trying to be in the mood, in the spirit. But then you have all these assholes. Somebody in their Tesla who I know you have a backup camera and is still about to literally run over me as I'm walking through the parking lot. And then, like, I hear them screaming in the car. It's like, what the fuck? And all you can do is just smile. Like, that's it. Like, all you can do is just flip them off and be happy with it. People this time of year, like, it makes no sense. I'm sorry you waited till the 23rd of December to go get all of your gifts and get all of your wrapping paper. Shout out to the Shipt and Instacart workers who
holding it down.
They're holding it down, getting all these people's last minute orders and making bank off of them for it. I got all my issues with you folks. Like, get your shit together, man. Get it together. Oh, Also, I have issues. I got a lot of issues with you people. And now you're going to hear about it. I got issues with holiday songs now. I don't know if I've just hit that age now.
Welcome.
There's just like not everybody has to do a cover of Have Yourself a
the same 5 songs.
The same 5 songs. Like I've got some respect for Ariana Grande. I've got some respect for weirdly Jimmy Fallon. I'll bring him up again. What do we call him? The new Bob Hope?
Yeah, he is Bob Hope. Yeah, he is the new Bob Hope.
He put out a Christmas album, and he's not a good singer on it, but he has some creative songs on there. He's got a good song with Justin Timberlake. He's got some good songs on there with the Roots, and it's different. It's not just covers of the Christmas song or Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas or White Christmas or anything. Like, he's trying. Like, I gave myself a headache now.
My question is, how has nobody remade my favorite Christmas song of all time? How has that not been redone?
How has nobody redone Santa Claus is a Black Man?
I guess it's just so perfect you can't change it.
Like, I've heard covers of I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Casey Musgraves has a good version of that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I never even knew that. But yeah, you know what? And I am going to be right there with you and follow your grievances between, not only just holiday traffic, but just drivers in general.
Yeah.
Because a little peek behind the curtain for me, I drive nearly 40,000 miles a year for work, and I see it all the time. And if I was president, I would make every single person in America have to go back and retake that test. And we are doing a tiered system. If you are tier 1, you are basic county roads. You do not get on a highway. You do not get on anything over 55. And if we catch you on there, suspended forever. You'll never get a license ever again. And if you want to get in the highway, you have to have a specialized license to drive in those high speeds, because there's people who clearly don't understand what they're doing on the highway, and they are going to cause an accident.
Yep.
I.e. the gentleman who was going 55 on the right lane on 95 the other day, and almost caused a 4-car pileup, which was nice. But I will raise you one real quick with holidays in mind. You talked about the holiday driving. You talked about the holiday music. I will never have a grievance about holiday food, because that's the only nice thing about the holidays is the foods that you don't get to have all year long. I'm just gonna say the holiday shopper, because nothing is more annoying to me as a person who understands social cues and just situational awareness and social awareness of your surroundings, especially like in the retail environment. But like, you have people in the stores who are just completely oblivious to anything that's going on around them. They're on their own little world. You have, and of course, they're around a very certain age bracket. But I will say, when you walk down and up and down an aisle, you see all these people, and the shopper is on one side of the aisle looking at something on the shelf, and their cart is on the other side of the aisle, and they're completely blocking it up. And then now you're the asshole because you're trying to squeeze through there, and you accidentally bump their cart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see them again later in the store, and they just give you a shitty little look. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm sorry that you don't know what vanilla extract is. It's right there. They got a whole bit of it right now. You can grab as much as you want. They don't care. And especially if and it makes me feel so bad, maybe because I worked in the retail world for so long, but I just feel so bad year in and year out for these retail workers who have to deal with the amount of shit that they have to deal with. If you're out there right now, Reid, you talked about with the ship people and the delivery people, your postmen, your Amazon delivery folks, people working retail, they don't want to be there. I can promise you, they had the biggest smile on their face, but they do not want to be there. Just be nice, be pleasant. Don't be an asshole. Don't be the reason why they're going to want to contemplate coming back in and shooting up the store. Just be decent. Just be a decent human being, man. Like, everyone's stressed out. Just get your shit and get the fuck out the way.
That I will 100% roll with you on that grievance. And particularly on like people that, especially, which one bothers me the most? When somebody's in the middle of an aisle and they just stop. Like, they just not onto a side, not onto like the right side, left side. They're in the middle of the aisle or out in like the main part of the store, and they just stop because they see somebody they know. And they just start talking to that person.
Have some kind of crazy, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh my God, darling.
Move it.
Like, go.
Yeah,
excuse me.
I've stopped being nice to those people. I've started just being a dick and just like, move. You're in the way. Move.
And you're right. It is certain. It is of a particular demographic, and I'll say it right out there: old white ladies who just the world runs around them. But man, like it's like you said, shout out to not only the Shipt and Instacart people and the Door Dashers and stuff, but all the postmen, all the Amazon workers. Shout out to all the retail folks because we've both been there. We literally were there together, working retail and working grocery during this time of year, and it's a nightmare. And it's all these people that we're talking about getting in our way as customers. Like you got people trying to get stuff on the floor and trying to face everything up, and then all of a sudden you get all the holiday nuts all stacked just right. You get everything looking good, and then somebody just comes, give me that, and then they don't even want it, and they throw it like in the oranges or something.
Oh shit. Yeah, you see it down like a meat case halfway down the store. Like, what the hell is this doing here?
That also
I know, and it's even more fun, especially, of course, now me and you are just going to have just a recurring nightmare going on. But I could always recall you do it for so long, and you know exactly how, like, what stuff you put out and when you put it out, that when one goes missing, you're like, oh, I know exactly who picked that up. Yeah. And you go put it back. You're like, oh, wait, this is the only one that's missing. So that asshole, the one that actually helped get this, he just doesn't want to bring it back to me. He just drops it somewhere down the floor.
Yep. And you see the cold items like 5 aisles down, like by canned soup or something. My favorite used to be seeing people's decision making. Like there on display.
A choice has been made here.
Like a choice has been made. You see like a sweets item over with the produce, and you can see like where they switched it out for a fruit because they felt bad, or vice versa. Later on, you see them like they put the fruit back where the candy or the cookies are.
Yep. Or you see like not a big purchase, but a bulky purchase. And you can tell somebody was like, I don't have enough room in my arms to carry this. And it's usually the empty thing of paper towels next to like a beer pallet somewhere.
Yep.
And they needed to get the beer. They said, fuck the paper towels. I'll come back for these.
Shout out to the retail workers. We see you. We know you. We feel you. We love you.
Just be decent.
There's still some Target back room. Shout out to you all who still like listen to us. I already know Anthony, all of them that listen to us in the back room on overnights. Go ahead. We're here with you. We feel you.
Listen, and I'll tell every retail worker right now, if you clap back at a rude customer and I happen to be right there, I didn't see shit.
I didn't see shit.
I saw the customer being shitty. I saw you being the most pleasant person, professional, everything. I saw nothing.
I'll say shit to the customer so that way it comes back to me.
Right. What are they going to do? Fire me from the store?
Man, I'm coming back. Let me get my pomegranates. Honey.
Right? Do you have any more grievances? I have one more grievance. We got any more grievances?
I'll let you do your grievance and then I'll do my grievance just to close.
All right. My grievance is just going to be illogical and just ignorant fan bases in general. But I'm gonna hyper focus onto the Eagles for a second because this is like that tip of the spear, and I'll let you dive into more of it because I know you're more versed in the Twitter world. But Eagles Commanders played on Sunday, and it was a great game. 36-33 victory for Washington Commanders. So again, congratulations, Reid. Congratulations to Zoo, who does not want to be here. He thinks that going to class is more important, but hey, it is what it is.
Commanders!
Yes, they won 36-33. You would think that this game, with it being that close, it was close the whole time. It wasn't. It wasn't close the whole time. 22 of those 36 points were scored in the last quarter, the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the Jalen Hurts go down and Kenny Pickett comes.
It helps. It helps.
It helps. But my thing is, you have all these Eagles fans coming in and trying to shit on the Commanders parade about saying, "Oh, congratulations, you beat a backup quarterback." Reid, how many starting quarterbacks has Washington had in the last 20 years?
I would say as many as we've had years.
I'd say as many as points on the scoreboard that Commanders scored. I more than likely more pushing 30, but God forbid you say that to an Eagles fan if the Eagles had won. Oh, congratulations, you beat a backup quarterback. They would just shit on you so much, call you words that I can't say because I will get canceled if I say these words.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my point. My point is, yes, did the Commanders beat the Eagles who had a backup quarterback at the helm? Yes. But last time I checked, Reid, Kenny Pickett doesn't play defense. Right?
Right.
The Commanders, when they scored those 36 points, was Kenny Pickett on the field, or was their highly touted top 3 to 5 defense in the league on the field?
It might have been that defense.
So shut the fuck up, Eagles fans. It wasn't Kenny Pickett's fault. How about you get your defense in line? What's Nick Sirianni doing to course correct? He sees you bleeding in the fourth quarter. Figure it out. And then you got Saquon Barkley still back there. You have all your pieces back there. Do something. Don't let them win. You were up. At that point, going into the fourth quarter, you were up 28-14. You still had the game. All you need to do is close it out. But surprise, surprise, the Eagles choke. They choke in Washington, and I loved every second of it. And I don't care. They can cry all they want. I hope they choke on their cheesesteaks, and I hope they just keep on losing. I just really do hope they keep on losing, because it just doesn't make the illogical way they go about justifying a loss. It just doesn't make sense to me. And of course, they got the Cowboys and the Giants to close out the season, so they're probably going to end up winning out, blah, 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 blah. But regardless, shut the fuck up. And this is where people who enjoy sports and will have meaningful discussions about sports, even with a fan base that you don't agree with. I don't like the Commanders. I'm not a Commanders fan, but at least me and Reid, or me and Luis, I don't know anything about baseball, but I'll give Luis some shit about it. I'll give him some shit about his fan base with the Jets, but there's a respect level there when we have the same conversation. You can clearly see when someone's trying to troll. And to the trolls, there's no time for trolls, because the trolls are going to end up shooting themselves in the foot. Because last time I checked, the Eagles still lost, so you can still be a little shit on the internet. But guess what? You still have to hold that L to the Commanders this year. So, Merry Christmas.
And I'm Kenny.
It was not Kenny Pickett's fault, but God bless him for coming in that game, because I was waiting on that Frankie Louvu interception.
Now go.
He did, yeah. I get that one. I get that one. But like you said, yes, issues with the Eagles fans. The way that they were acting on Reddit, on X, or Twitter after the game, it's calling Frankie Louvu some of the worst things imaginable, wishing things upon the players that I don't get why anybody would want to feel that way or act that way towards, pro athletes. You fucking lost. It happens. And you can make up the excuses yeah, Jalen Hurts was out. Yeah, that helped. It truly did help that Kenny Pickett was in that game.
On one side of the ball.
But like you said, 36 points were scored on the number one defense. You still had 5 turnovers. You had 5 opportunities to put that game away, and you never did it. You want to get mad at somebody, Eagles fans? Get mad at your safety, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Because when he went out, and he went out by his own accord, when he went out, that did change shit. We were getting those deep passes out, and it completely changed the passing game for Washington at that point with Chauncey gone, because he was holding shit down pretty well. But his stupid ass got ejected for God knows what he said, that the ref pointed straight at him. Ref looked right at him, pointed at him, and tossed him for whatever it was that he said to whoever on the field. Blame homeboy for costing you the game. He has that reputation. You like your hotheads, you like players that act like that and then get carried off the field by Big Dom. You can't have it both ways. You can't be pissed at us and try to give him cover at the same time. So go fuck yourself, Eagles fans. I'll say it right here. In my Jaden Daniels jersey, motherfucker.
Yes. I love it. And like you said, the Eagles fans, people always ask, how do they keep getting away with saying the outlandish and just absolutely disgusting, vile things that come out of their spew out of their mouth? And they always get the benefit of the doubt, saying, "Oh, well, it's Philly. You expect this out of Philly, so that makes it okay." Like, you would still feel that you would speak up about it. It's just like saying, "Oh, yeah, my husband beats me, but hey, he's from Philly. It's okay. It's fine." But like you said, but they'll never point the finger to the people who it's actually at fault at this point. And why aren't they mad at Devonta Smith for dropping a clear pass in the middle of the field that could have just iced the game for the rest of the way? They dropped it. Ended up getting Jake Ellia gets his sixth field goal of the game at that point. And then even after that, you had 2 minutes to make a stop. Make a stop. That's what you're getting paid to play to do. But no, guess what? Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders marched down that field for 9 plays, minute 52, 57 yards, and rammed that ball down your throat, just like your uncle did when you were little, Eagles fans. And it's great. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God. We'll close out talking about Philly fans with the ultimate Philly fan and just how they operate.
Throwing batteries at JD Drew, that's kind of tough. But yeah, we do that.